Dear friends, welcome back. And you are watching Answer Physics 3, Electricity and Electronics. And we are discussing unit number 1. And today we will discuss two topics. One is capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Another one is capacitance of a spherical capacitor. Actually, in this there are two spherical capacitor with concentric center, common center, in which the outer capacitor is earth. We are going to derive essentially capacitance for two different cases. Let's move to the lecture. The first topic is capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Here, let us consider two plates. Let us consider two plates. Two plates. The top plate is plate B and bottom plate is plate Q. And the distance between these two plates, let us denote D. And these two plates are connected this way in such a way that the upper plate P is positively charged, the lower plate Q is negatively charged, and there is an potential difference between these two plates. Assume that this medium is air medium. We have considered an air medium, and both the plates are having surface charge density which is denoted by the usual notation sigma, surface charge density. So this side it is containing plus Q positive charges at the plate B, plate P, and negative charge at plate Q. So assume that in this way. Fine. Now, according to Coulomb's theorem, we can write the electric field within this parallel plate capacitors, that you can write electric field E as 1 by epsilon naught times sigma. That is the electric field near the conducting material. Near the conducting material, electric field will be 1 by epsilon naught times sigma. Sigma is the surface charge density, epsilon naught is nothing but the permittivity of the free space. And this is equation 1. As per the definition of the surface charge density, we can write surface charge density is nothing but charge by area. This is equation number 2. Now there is a potential difference between the plates P and Q. We can write that potential difference between the plates B and Q P and Q, that we can write V, which is equal to minus integral of, what is that? Minus integral of, this total distance is D. We are assuming that this plate is the reference plate, that is the plate which is having positive charge. So the maximum distance is D. So here we can write D to the minimum. Let us assume this is 0, and E vector dot dr. Okay, let's skip vector. So E dot dr, right? Now, here the expression for E is 1 by epsilon naught sigma, that we can substitute in this equation 3. From equation 1, we can write, substitute E, to equation 3. Let us take E from equation 1, substitute it to equation 3. That will give you V is equal to minus D2 0 sigma by epsilon naught into dr. But from equation 2, sigma, that is equal to Q by A. So that this becomes minus D2 0 Q by A epsilon naught into dr. But even now, all these terms are constants, so that we can write V is equal to minus Q by epsilon naught A integral of D to 0 dr. This becomes minus Q by epsilon naught A into R, where lower limit D, upper limit 0. This will give us minus Q by epsilon naught A 0 minus D, so that the potential difference becomes Q by epsilon naught A. So this is the potential difference between the parallel plate capacitor. But what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the capacitance C. The formula for capacitance is C, which is equal to Q by V. So here the charge we can denote Q. So Q by V. In the place of V, we can substitute the equation 4 into equation 5. So this becomes C, that is equal to Q by epsilon naught A. And here what we have missed? We have missed D, minus D. So minus plus, and there is a D that we have missed. So that Q D by epsilon naught A, that we can write Q multiplied by epsilon naught A divided by QD. This will cancel out. So what's remaining is epsilon naught A by D. So C equal to epsilon naught A by D. So this is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. This is equation number 6. This is what we have written as a second equation for capacitance in our earlier lecture, right? So in this derivation, we have derived capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. What we have assumed? Let me repeat. We have considered two plates, P and Q, which is separated by a distance D. and it is given by supply, so that upper plate is positively charged, lower plate is negatively charged. This you can achieve if the top plate is positively charged and you are bringing in another plate, and if you are make it to ground, then the lower side becomes positive, that will be 0, the upper side becomes negative, right? In that way you can say, or you can put charge so that this side is positively charged, this side is negatively charged, and the distance of separation is d. So top plate is positively charged, bottom plate is negatively charged, right? This is air medium, so that the permittivity you can denote epsilon naught. Permittivity of the dielectric medium between these plates, you can say that epsilon naught. Now assume that the surface charge density of the conducting plate is sigma. With this assumption, we can write according to Coulomb's theorem, the equation for field is 1 by epsilon naught times sigma, where epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space and sigma is the surface charge density that you can define charge per area. These are the two equations. Now the potential difference between these two plates P and Q, that we can write V is equal to minus d to 0, because the total distance is d and reference plate is positive charged plate, so d to 0 E dot dr. We can substitute the expression of E here from equation 1, that will be sigma by epsilon naught into dr, but we have Q by A in the place of sigma, that we can substitute here in the place of sigma, so Q by A epsilon naught dr. Q, A, epsilon naught all are constants, so that we have taken out, so minus Q, A, epsilon naught is here, d to 0 dr. If you integrate it, it will give you r, lower limit d, upper limit 0, applying limits 0 minus d is remaining, minus d multiplied by minus q, it becomes qd by epsilon naught A, that is the expression for potential. And but we need to calculate capacitance, so equation for capacitance, that is equal to q by V. You substitute the expression for V from this equation here. If you rewrite this, it will give you q multiplied by epsilon naught A by qd. Q and q will cancel out, so that we have epsilon naught A by d. This is the equation for capacitance when the medium between these two plates is air medium. Suppose if there is a solid medium, then you can rewrite this equation as epsilon naught epsilon r A by d, where epsilon r is the relative permittivity, which is nothing but the capacitance of the medium to the capacitance of the air or vacuum. The ratio between the capacitance of the medium to the capacitance of the vacuum, that is relative permittivity of the solid material. That if we replace air with solid material, you have to rewrite this equation 6 to this form. So this is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Next topic that we are going to discuss in this lecture is capacitance of a spherical capacitor, where outer sphere is earth. Capacitance of a spherical capacitor, condition is outer sphere is earth. We need to calculate, we need to deduce an expression for capacitance of a spherical capacitor where the outer sphere is earth. That is what we are going to discuss now. For this purpose, let us consider the situation where there is one spherical capacitor which has a center O, and let us consider other capacitor whose center is also O, which is located outside of the sphere. That is, one sphere is put inside the another sphere. So let us consider another sphere. Okay, whose center is also this center O. Now this is sphere 1 S1, this is sphere 2 S2. For S1 and S2 the origin is O. Now the radius of the sphere S1 is A and the radius of the sphere S2 is B. Now let us consider some point P which is located at a distance R from the center. Let us consider a point P which is located at distance R from the center O. Now we can define the unit length dl which is located towards the origin O, and we can also define a dr component that is located outside. And this sphere, the internal sphere which has a charge plus q, and due to that there will be a field and that electric field component directed outwards. Always electric field component will be directed normal from the surface of the conducting medium. Here the medium is a sphere. At any point this electric field E will be directed outwards. And this is the situation. Now because of that, in the outer sphere, the inner side of the outer sphere, negative charges will be created and the outer side of the outer sphere will be earth. This is the situation. Here S1 is inner sphere, S2 is outer sphere, the common center. So this is the situation. For this case, now we can write electric field at E. Electric field at the point P, we can write that you can write E, which you can write minus the distance is R, so that R2, in this case, I'm sorry, you can write the equation for electric field using this formula. Which formula? In the first lecture we have deduced one formula, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. This is the equation for electric field. 1. Okay, this equation you can write when if we calculate an electric field in the vicinity of the charged particle. Right? Fine. Now you can write, within this, inside the charged sphere, it is uniformly, the charge is uniformly distributed, so that inside this potential is 0, so that field is 0, whereas there will be a potential difference between this sphere to this sphere, right? So that you can write potential difference between S1 and S2, that we can write V, which is equal to minus integral of B to A E dot dl. E vector dot dl. See, here we have already discussed dl is the differential length component. It's a differential vector of displacement, and it is directed inwards. dl vector will direct inward. At the same time, dr vector will direct outward, and the field component will directed outward from the origin. So here E vector directed outward. In this scenario, if you write E vector dot dl vector, this you can remove by writing E cos theta. You can remove the vector notation, but this E vector and dl vector are pointing in opposite directions. So this is pointing in this direction, this is pointing in this direction. The angle between this is 180 degree. So that here we can write EDL cos 180 degree. Cos 180 degree minus 1. So this becomes minus EDL. But dl and dr are oppositely directed, so that we can write dl vector is dl is equal to minus dr. That is, if the dl increases in this direction, so the dr component decreases. So in that way you can write minus dl can be replaced with dr, so that E vector dot dl vector, which is equal to E dot dr. So we can write this is equation 2 and this is equation 3. Now we can write V is equal to minus integral of b to a E dot dr. Now we can substitute the expression for E, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into dr, where minus q by 4 pi epsilon naught all are constant. So b to a dr by r square is remaining. If you integrate 1 by r square, that will give you minus 1 by r. You can do that. So 4 pi epsilon naught minus 1 by r, you can take minus outside, so that this becomes 1 by r b. So if you substitute the limits 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by a minus 1 by v, this is the equation for potential. Let us denote this as equation number 4. But what we need the expression for capacitance. So capacitance expression Q by V, and but before going into that, let me rewrite this equations in some other way. You can write Q by V, which is equal to Q by, then Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. Actually this you can rewrite. How you can rewrite? One by A minus 1 by B. You can take AB common. So here B minus A. So in this way you can write, so that this becomes multiplied by B minus A by AB, you can return. right? Or we can rewrite this as q multiplied by 4 pi epsilon naught by q into AB by B minus A. So this will cancel out each other. So we can write C, that is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught AB by B minus A. Or if you bring this to denominator, it will become 4 pi epsilon naught by, in another way you can write B minus A by AB, or in the original form 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by A minus 1 by B. Suppose the outer sphere is located at the infinity, right? That is, if B tends to infinity, this equation becomes C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by A minus 1 by infinity. So this term becomes 0. So that 4 pi epsilon naught by 1 by A. So that C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught A. So this is equation number 5. This is equation number 6. Now the point is, we need to deduce the equation for capacitance of the spherical capacitor where its outer sphere is earth. For that, the equation is C, that is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught, this one, for this one, 4 pi epsilon naught AB by B minus A, or 4 pi epsilon naught B minus A by AB, or 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by A minus 1 by B. All are the different way of expressing the equation. And we have went to one more point by assuming that if the point B, that is the outer sphere, goes to infinity, then the case becomes this one, that is the capacitance of a charged sphere. That is, you can say that directly proportional to the radius of the sphere, because all other terms are constant. Suppose the inner sphere is filled with some other material instead of air, then you have to include epsilon r in this equation, as you know that already. So this is the capacitance of a charged sphere. Before concluding that, let me recall this entire derivation once again. We need to calculate the capacitance of a spherical capacitor where the outer sphere is at. For that, we have created a situation where there is a sphere inside, which is denoted by S1, and there is an other sphere which is denoted by S2. Now the radius of the S1 is A and the radius of the S2 is B. We have considered one point at P. The distance between O to P is R, and we have considered this inner part is charged, so the outer side is positively charged. Consequently, the inner part of the second sphere will be negatively charged, the outer side is earth, and dl is the differential vector component for displacement. It is directed inwards towards origin O, while the electric field component is directed outward, with the concept that the electric field coming out of the charged material will always directed outward for its surface. Here it is a sphere. At any point in the surface, the electric field will be directed outwards. In that sense, here it is directed outwards from this surface. So E and dl has directed opposite with each other, so that angle between them will be 180 degree. With that, let us write the electric field at point B as E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. The distance is r, as you know that. In the charge sphere, we assume that it's q. Now the potential difference between the two spheres that we have written as integral over second sphere to the first sphere, b to a, E dot dl, where the expression for E is here. But before substituting this expression, we have to remove this vector. For that, you can consider E dot dl. The angle between this, this you can write in terms of cos theta. The angle between these two vectors are 180 degree, cos 180 minus 1. So E dot dl becomes minus EDL in magnitude without vector. But dl and dr both are opposite with each other, so that you can substitute in the place of minus dl with dr. So it becomes E dr. So that vector E dot dl, it becomes magnitude of E dot dr, that we can substitute in this equation. So v is equal to minus integral of b to a vector E dot dl becomes magnitude E dot dr. Now we can substitute this equation is a magnitude equation. You can substitute this q by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into dr. Here q, 4 pi epsilon naught are constant, so b to a dr by r square is remaining, so that you have to integrate 1 by r square with respect to dr. So that will give you minus 1 by r, right? That is integral of 1 by r square dr, which is equal to minus 1 by r, right? Here this minus and this minus will cancel out each other, so that it becomes q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r b to a. Substitute the limits q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by a minus 1 by b. Now this is for the equation potential, but we need the equation for capacitance. Charge by voltage q by 4 pi epsilon naught. This you can rewrite using this 1 by a minus 1 by b. You can take ab common, so that here missing term is b, here missing term is a, so that b minus a by ab. This you can write, and you can do some arithmetic, you can do some steps, mathematical steps. You will end up with different types of expressions for C. We have assumed that this b in this equation, b tends to infinity, which means this location of the outer sphere is at infinity. In this case, this inner sphere is charged, positively charged. That is the case. In that case, expression for the capacitance becomes 4 pi epsilon naught a. From that, we infer that the capacitance is directly proportional to the radius of the charged conducting sphere. So these are all about capacitance of a spherical conductor. With this, let me stop here. We will continue in the next class. Until then, be safe. Thank you. Bye.